So then the Champions League night is done, and I was gonna make a review tomorrow, but my head was going crazy, so I have to make it today. Just a bit unwell, but I watched all the games. Real Madrid, PSG. I watched the Bodo. I didn't watch the full Bodo Glim game, but what a game that was, and I didn't watch the Arsenal game, but I did go back and watch the highlights. So let's get into the matches. Let's start with the blockbuster. Let's start with the one I did say on my TikTok on my shorts that I could see a comeback here from Manchester City. How wrong was I? How wrong was I? I think City started the game on great form. I think they were doing unbelievable. I think the way they started the game, the fans, they were behind the City players, and I was like, oh, there could be something on the cards here. But Man City got a red card on the run of play, counter attack. Vinicius Jr. goes through, cuts in, shoots, hits the post, comes back, hits some two defenders or something, then comes back to Vinny. He shoots, and then you can see Bernardo Silva kind of stopping it with his hand. At first, everyone thought it was a good block. At first, everyone thought it was an offside. That's what it was called for. But it wasn't an offside, and Bernardo Silva did use his hand to stop it, which led to a red card. And Vinny finishing his penalty. Donnarumma could not keep Vinny out this time. And celebrations followed, obviously. And City still, to be fair, 10 Man City looked like they were 11 Man City, and Madrid was the one with 10 men. I mean, City throughout the game were just dominating. It felt like Madrid was just there to conserve energy, park the bus, just defend. But one player that I would like to talk about that had an unbelievable game for Man City was Doku yesterday. I think Doku, the way he was just weaving through City's defenses every time he got the ball, it felt like he was just going through, dribbling through one, two, three players. He absolutely destroyed Trent Alexander-Arnold yesterday. Pitash was also there to cover the trend, and he was destroying both of them. It was an absolute unbelievable performance in Doku, but it didn't lead it to anything. I feel like he had some great passes, cuts in into the box, but no one was there to finish it in, especially Haaland. It just felt like another bad day for Erling Haaland, although he scored. And then I think Doku did score one, but it was obviously ruled offside. But overall, I think a great game from Doku, and not much to complain about from Doku. But why am I so thirsty? Anyway, not the best game from Doku, but sorry, the best game from Doku I've seen throughout this season, one of the best. And City, I feel like played well. I feel like this is the type of performance City needed in the first leg. And when we talked about how they should have started Aitner, they should have started Matthias Nunes. You saw the difference today. I think Nunes was amazing today. I think Aitner was a threat today. I think overall City were just better overall today than they were before. And I like Kuzanov as well. I think Kuzanov last game he's played at a right back position where he hasn't played. I don't know ever in his in his Man City career. So I don't know why he was played there, but he was. And today he was played at his original position, which is centre back. And I think he did brilliant. I think he kept Mini quiet for quite a long time until obviously when he got his goal. But I think Kuzanov is brilliant. I think his recovery pace is unbelievable. He's a very, very fast player, Kuzanov. And I think I was very happy with him. Ruben Diaz, not really. That's not the best game from Ruben Diaz today. Rodri, I feel like when he started, Rodri was doing well. He's popping some shots off. He's getting some great passes in. But I feel like Rodri definitely needed more help in the midfield. It feels like Rodri can't do the CDM position alone anymore, especially after coming back from his ACL injury. It just feels like it's not possible for him anymore. So not the best from Rodri and come to the end. Overall, Reinders, I think didn't have a really good game. Haaland as well, just quiet today, just quiet. Cherky though was brilliant again. I think he was making things happen, but obviously it wasn't enough in the end. Semenyo, the substitution of Semenyo, I think was completely fugazi. I think they should have just kept Haaland on because I looked at Semenyo. I feel like Real Madrid was sitting in a low block. They were a man up. The Semenyo really help you. Semenyo is not good at breaking low blocks. He's not a person who's going to dribble or create a chance or stuff like that. He's more of a run in behind and try to score a goal. And I think that wasn't the thing that's going to happen this game because Real Madrid wasn't even going to attack. They're just going to sit on a low block. So there's literally going to be no running behind. And if you wanted a person who's big and you want headers, then Erling Haaland's your guy. Do you know what I mean? So it should have just been Marmoush as right wing and Erling Haaland should just play the whole 90. Um, but is what it is, and I think in the end, after the red card and after Real Madrid score, I felt like City were just there because they were there. Do you know what I mean? It was never going to happen. And then yeah, that happened, and City didn't win. Coming to Real Madrid though, I think Vinny missed a lot of chances. I think Vinny could have had like 4 or 5 games. I don't think it was a good game from Vinny. But at the end, he scores 2 goals, and that's what Vinicius Junior does. He keeps going at you again and again and again. He might miss so many, but he's gonna score at least one or two, and those two are gonna matter. And yesterday they did. So a decent game from Vinny. Mbappe got a bit of run. I think overall, other than that, I think Dean Hoyson was pretty good. I think Thibaut Courtois and Lunin were great. I mean, they always are. I mean, especially Thibaut Courtois. Some great saves in the first half, kept Real Madrid in it. Um, and I think Dean Hoyson was quite good yesterday. The way he was defending, I saw some last ditch tackles in the middle. There was times where it felt like, oh, the Haaland goal, I felt like, oh, Dean, you could have done better. But that was only about one instance. So overall, I think Dean was pretty good yesterday. And I think Fran Garcia, he kind of got cooked in the end, but I think he was alright-ish. I think Brahim Diaz was very good. He could have had a goal where he absolutely slept Ruben Diaz. I think he was a threat in behind, and he was good with getting out of tight spaces for Real Madrid. So overall, decent game. I think Chouameni as well was all right. So overall, decent game. I think a comfortable win, I would say, for Real Madrid. Although they did look very bad, and now they go and face Bayern Munich. I mean, let's be honest, Atlanta is not coming back from 6-1. So I think that game, Real Madrid really have to work on leaving too much space. Because if you leave too much space for Bayern, they're absolutely going to destroy you. And I know we've been saying this again and again, but with Real Madrid is the way I saw them today. It feels like when Man City really came to play today, it feels like, oh, okay, this is bad. And Bayern Munich is going to come to play. They are going to attack. They're going to press. They're going to do all that kind of things, all those kind of things. So Real Madrid really have to be ready to handle that. And are they ready? I don't think right now they are, but it's Real Madrid in the Champions League, and they have superstars playing, so anyone can step up and they can go to that level. So let's see what happens in that fixture, which will be in April. But overall, congratulations to all the Real Madrid fans, and good luck to you guys in the quarterfinals. Now coming to Chelsea and PSG, and this is utter humiliation. Kvaratskhelia, Barcola, Mayulu. Those are the three scorers, and today, I mean, it felt like PSG didn't even get out of second gear today. I'm not gonna lie. If you watch the match, it just feels like PSG didn't even get out of the second gear today. I mean, it just felt like PSG were. It was so easy for them. It was so easy for them. It just felt like Chelsea had given up, and Chelsea of old wouldn't give up. Do you know what I mean? The Chelsea I know, they always fight. They're the team that always the underdogs, but they go and win. That's how they won their two Champions Leagues. They're always all about fighting, the spirit of fighting, the at Stamford Bridge, destroying big European giants. And such as they've done it with Bayern Munich, they've done it with Barcelona, they've done it with all these big European giants, and they have beaten them. So that is what Chelsea's always been about being the underdog, being the fight. But yesterday I saw no fight. I think this was one of the most embarrassing results for Chelsea in the Champions League in their modern history. I mean, this was just absolute destruction. It felt like Chelsea was nowhere near it. They were nowhere near the level of PSG. It felt like PSG just showed them and showed Liam Rosenior. Luis Enrique showed Liam Rosenior yesterday. You might be good, or you might be some prospect or whatever, but when it comes to sitting at the big dog table, you're not there yet. You're not there, and you're not even close. And this is the crazy part, guys. Chelsea on their squad yesterday, the starting 11 was worth more than PSG starting 11 in terms of how much they bought these players for. Chelsea spent more on their starting 11 than PSG did on theirs. And then when you look at their bench, Chelsea spent more to buy those bench players than PSG did. So the whole squad of Chelsea that played yesterday and was put out, Chelsea spent almost 600 million to get all of these guys, whereas PSG spent about 520. And what does that show you? That shows you PSG spends a lot of money. Yeah, they have Qatari owners, they're a very rich club. They spend a lot of money to get their squads. So do Chelsea, though. So do Chelsea. Chelsea spend so much money. They've literally got a transfer ban because of all the things they've breached. Chelsea spend immense amount of money to get these players. But the problem with Chelsea is they get players that are not good. They get players that have potential to be good, but they're not good right now. Chelsea's players are not good. I mean, I don't think there's more than three world class players at Chelsea right now. The only three I think of are Caicedo, Reece James, and Cole Palmer when he plays well. These are the only three players that I look at and go, okay, you guys, when you play at your best, are world class. Enzo Fernandez, you could say it. You could make a case for it. You could make a definite case for it. Anyone else, no. And that's shambolic. If you spend 600 million, you only have about four world class players that can actually go at the top level, at the elite level, and say, all right, we can stand head to head against any good player. They, Chelsea only have four, and they've spent almost 600. They've spent more than half a billion. This is, I mean, that just shows you how much recruitment matches, and that just shows you money can't buy you success. You need to, you can use money, but you need to use it in the right way. And Chelsea definitely haven't used it in the right way. And I think all about everything that's going on in Chelsea, it goes back to their owners. The owners of Chelsea have just ruined a club that was once meant to be a club that was scary. Even European giants used to go to Stamford Bridge and think, oh, we need to be careful here because Chelsea could pull up and do something crazy. And Enzo Maresca had got them that feeling again. Enzo Maresca, he defeated Barcelona. He defeated PSG in the Club World Cup final. He had got that feeling back again where you could look at Chelsea and go, this team could do it. This team could be a serious club. This team, the way Enzo Maresca sets up against big European giants, big teams in the Premier League, such as Liverpool, your United, your Arsenals, this team, although they don't might not have the talent level of a Barcelona or a PSG, the way they are set up and the way the willpower they have just to get through can defeat these teams. But as soon as Enzo Maresca is with Liam Rosenior, I'm sorry to say, he's not it, and it's not even his fault because the owners literally just poached him from Strasbourg and said, "All right, you're coming here now," and he didn't really have a choice. I mean, he had a choice, but what's he going to say? "Oh no, I don't want to manage Chelsea." Of course, no, he's going to come and manage them. Uh, but it's a stat state for Chelsea, and 8-2 is just disgusting. I mean, why do I have to be 8-2? I mean, come on now, you have to rub it in like that. But anyway, it was a very the game was like is it was a very weird game from Chelsea in general. So Chelsea have huge problems, and I feel bad for all the Chelsea fans. And let me know in the comments, guys, what you guys think about Chelsea and how it is going there. And congratulations to all the PSG fans. I think you guys played a brilliant game. I think you didn't really have to do too much, and you guys are qualified, and you'll be facing either Liverpool or Galatasaray in the quarterfinals. So good luck for that. Now we come back to Bodo Glim versus Sporting. I only watched the second half of this game, and Sporting absolutely rushed Bodo Glim. It felt like this Bodo Glim team. It felt like they kind of lost their juice in this game. They weren't as fluid. There was instances where they could have scored. They could have made it made it a 1-0 or whatever in the game even before Sporting scored, but they were not clinical today. I think the striker Hawk wasn't clinical enough. I think some of their plays were good, but there were only instances of these plays. It felt like Bodo Glimt came today to be in a low block and just defend, but that's not Bodo Glimt's game. Bodo Glimt should go to places and just attack and keep the press high, but they didn't, and it did feel like it had caught up to them, like the fatigue, all the things they've done. It did catch up to them. Maybe a bit of overconfidence. I don't know. So overall, very very sad day for Bodo Glimt, but unbelievable day for any Sporting fan out there. I mean, Sporting absolutely destroyed them. I think Sporting had about 6 or 7 shots on target, or not even 9. I think in the first half, and they could have easily scored about 2 or 3 goals in the first half itself if it wasn't for Bodo Glimt's goalkeeper, who I think was brilliant today until he obviously got scored on, scored 5 goals on him. But I think Sporting was brilliant today. I think they completely outplayed Bodo Glimt, and I think felt like Bodo Glimt just weren't up for it today. And it is a sad run, sad end to a fairy tale run. That could have been a fairy tale run if Bodo Glimt went ahead. But I think they should be happy with where they've got, and I think Bodo Glimt's definitely going to be a team that come next season we're going to look at and go, okay, if we play them at home, it's a problem. Even for the big team, even for the European giants, it's good. It's a problem because they are a pretty good team at home and even away, but they could lose away. So that's Bodo Glimt done, and now we move on to Arsenal, which I didn't watch the game. I just watched the highlights. So I'm just going to talk about the goals. I think Arsenal were all right today. Uh, didn't really have to do too much to beat Leverkusen, but it felt like the players were up for it today. Except like other than the first leg, where the players just looked like they weren't there. They weren't in the right mind space to attack and play good football and win. it just was very sloppy from Arsenal in the first leg. That's why the draw. But today it was a brilliant performance from Arsenal, very secured at the back, and and two beautiful goals from Ebriche Eze, which was amazing. I mean, the way he just took down his chest, control his leg, turned, volleyed, bang in the top corner. I mean, no goalkeeper saving that. It's an absolutely brilliant goal. And then even the Declan Rice goal, just takes over chest, runs through, bottom corner, beautiful, beautiful goal from Declan Rice. And this is the individual quality that Arsenal need. These are the X factors that Arsenal have been crying out for in the Premier League. And I think they're finally showing up in the Champions League. So overall, decent game for Arsenal, secure game for Arsenal, and a comfortable win. And now they face Sporting in the quarterfinals, which is again going to be a good game. But I think Arsenal will go through that game. But we'll do a preview on all that later. But those are my Champions League thoughts. I think overall, brilliant Champions League week. And I think I'm looking forward to today, which is going to be Barcelona and Newcastle, which I will do a review once it's done. And obviously, we have Liverpool and Galatasaray and Tottenham and Atletico Madrid. All three good games today, and hopefully Barcelona get a win against Newcastle. So let's find that out. And tell me in the comments what you guys think. Like, subscribe, and follow me on TikTok. I got my new TikTok, which I will put in the description below. And it's got great content, some great filters coming up about my thoughts on football in general. So follow that, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.